Well then, it's time.
It's cool. We've all been there. And I will say this, the hardest thing to do in financial services, there's two of them. One, actually trusting someone and going to talk to them, right? That's step one. The second hardest is getting the information to them. I used to be a huge proponent of like not asking for everything at like all the documents and just kind of piecing it together. But I realized it's more like a Band-Aid. You kind of just have to, once you send them off, then you're going to feel better. Plus, then I can do my damn job. If not, then it's going to linger on and linger on, linger on. So I'd rather have you linger on for 2 years and not get me your stuff than finally do, as opposed to document after document. And it does take us 2 years to do so. So that's what we're going to speak about today. And I'm not doing this from a perspective of like, yeah, come hire me or any of that. I'm doing this from a perspective because Kristina decided this is what we need to talk about. And we need to talk about it because she went through it. I want you to know that I have current prospective clients going through it right now. I have all my past clients going through it right now. And while I do believe that there is inherently more angst when it comes to women, it is for everybody too. But obviously, we're going to speak it from your point of view today, Kristina. So without further ado, folks, that's what we're talking about today, is that anxiety, that feeling that you get when your advisor, someone's like, hey, can give me all these documentations, and you don't know where the hell they are, or you don't know what the hell they are. And now you do it. And how do you feel afterwards? So let's start from the top, right? Like, obviously, again, folks, no, we're not related. Get over it, move on, figure it out for yourself. Talk me through, or talk us all through, not, when we started a relationship, it was more about my business and marketing. But when you finally were like, hey, you know what? I need your help.
Yeah.
Walk us through what was going on previously in your life and how, I guess, much energy and shit it took just to get to say like, hey, I do need your help.
Yeah. I want to puke. Wow. Like I literally, like, even though we've already been through it, like my stomach is like, ugh, this shit sucks. Yeah, I guess let's go back to the beginning. I actually think it's not even, I think when you're thinking about this kind of stuff, right, you got to go back to the true beginning. And that's like childhood and being raised a certain way, and having it really ingrained in my head, like, you can't rely on anybody else. You need to, stand on your own 2 feet type of vibe. And what happens with that narrative is it becomes really hard to ask for help. I struggle with it every single day of my life. Like, it's really hard. And so, when it came to like saying, okay, like, hey, I need help, even though I didn't step up to the plate right away, right? It was because I could see the growth in my business. And I started saying, okay, I have a lot of transactions happening. There's a lot of money moving through this business, going in, going out. And I have no fucking clue how to even look at this stuff. And so it was definitely from a growth factor in a way, because when I first started out, like, sure, I could do a lot of this stuff on my own. I thought, right? Like, I could do it. You can't. Like, you should just get somebody in there right from the beginning if you can. But, it wasn't as overwhelming because I didn't have as much happening. But then when I really flipped into this more of an agency and having contractors and things like that, I was like, oh, hell no. I can't do this. I also, like, I love numbers, but not from a financial standpoint. And so it was like, you need help. But I've talked to other planners and accountants and things like that, and I had bad experience after bad experience. And so I was already on the edge about trying to let somebody into my finances, because hello, who the fuck wants to do that? It's so uncomfortable. But I also just had bad experiences with literally like 3 or 4 people that it's like, I already don't feel comfortable enough doing this. I'm just not going to do it at all. And so, yeah, like, that's what got me to ask for help. But we both
it's
know
a good point, because I think majority get to that point, right? Like, business owner starts, it's small, you can control it, you can handle it. You think you know what you're doing, but you're also missing a ton of shit. Like you don't know you are, but you know you are. And for me, from my experience, I think it's natural progression of I can handle it, I'm good, we're growing or not growing, doesn't really matter. And then you get to this stage of, holy shit, there's more to this than I ever thought there was, right? We're talking about insurances, we're talking about payroll, we're talking about taxes, not just like payroll taxes, but your income tax or your sales tax or the quarterlies.
Yeah.
And then you got your insurances top to bottom, right? Then you've got contracts. How do I hire people? What's my process there? Oh shit, what happens if I'm sick for 2 days? You end up with like, oh, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
And then you revert back to like, well, I can handle this. Like I'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then what gets dropped is, you know, your books are dirty, or you don't pay your taxes on time or something, because fundamentally all you know is I need to make income so I can pay. If I have payroll, right, I got to pay my people. I got to keep the lights on, and I got to eat. And then you end up just in that survival mode of like, this is what I got to do while you're digging this fucking hole that you weren't aware of you were digging.
Yeah.
And then now it's so heavy that your business may or may not be able to take that next step of growth, right? Until you take care of that. And there's no way you can take care of it. And so then most people at that point are like, okay, now I need help.
Yeah.
And I think the problem with that is, well, it's not a problem. It is a problem. But the problem overall isn't necessarily that you need that help like that, is you are dropping a lot on your planner, your advisor.
Yep.
And there's not a lot of us that can actually take on that and piece it together for you simply without charging you stupid amounts of money, or taking so much time or not knowing where all of this is going, because we don't connect to you on that level, right? And that's why we do my marketing. And we focus on women, minorities, and LGBTQ business owners, because I can relate to them.
Yeah.
I can take that concept or all that shit and not only filter through it from a financial perspective, obviously, but that emotional side where you're coming from. Yeah. And I think that's why you probably had those bad experiences. Obviously, you can speak more on that, but I think that conversation around like, oh shit, is so valid, and it's okay.
Yeah.
You just got to get through it.
Absolutely. It's funny too, because, you know, the bad experiences, and I hate to say it, but it's true. It was with people of color, and that really bothered me a lot. And they were referrals too. And that was really tough too, which that's like a whole other topic, right? Like trusting the referrals you get. But you know, I felt like I was already going into a situation with people that were going to be able to see me and understand me and things like that. And what I noticed with them is they were really trapped into like your typical financial, you know, that mindset. White people, do I just say it? I'm going to say it. You can edit it if you want to. But it was true, right? So there was just like a vibe there, like where I just also didn't feel seen. I didn't feel heard. Like I didn't feel like understood in those moments. And again, with money being such a sore spot, and this was me coming off of having a lot of anxiety around money for years, like, which is funny because I'll take that stress from back then that I have now any day, right? So this is already like a hard subject for me, a tough top, and then I go into that. So yeah, it wasn't a pleasant experience. And I don't know about you guys, but when I feel overwhelmed by something, I tend to just say, never mind. I'm not doing any of it.
I'm gonna push it over here. I'm out.
I'm out. Like that's tomorrow's problem. Yeah. So
yeah, and we've all seen it and been through it. A lot of us. Well, at least I have, because it's my industry. But what she's speaking about is advisors, quote unquote, for those that are not watching and just listening. They're the ones that do the traditional stuff. Hey, you need life insurance. Hey, you need to invest this much into whatever, blah, 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 and selling you a product. And while technically, yeah, considered a financial advisor, that's not what people need. Yeah. They need, and I think our industry is going to shift to a new term. And I think if we can coin that term, we can make a lot of money. But we've been shifting to this financial planning or holistic planning. You know, at Black Mammoth, we say modern family office. Any way you spin it is people need a right hand, someone behind them to protect them at all times. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, that's what it is. They don't need that person to say, you should be investing this and to retire at this. That's cool. I do need that. But what I need is someone to understand where I'm coming from, where I'm at, and where I need to go. And that isn't a financial number per se. Nope. That is getting to know their relationship and how their brain works and and all of that stuff. The problem with that is people spin that off and say, well, that's that therapy stuff. That's that lay down on a couch and that type of therapy. And there's a bad connotation around it, both from the public, but also as an advisor. I don't want to learn all of that. That's not my lane.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, advisors, it is. It's absolutely our lane. And if you're not doing it or not hiring someone like an Ashley Kwame, who's also part of our collective, to handle that, your business will be gone in 10 years. It's just not going in that right route. So I think that's part of why you had those types of situations, is because like, that's all it was. It wasn't actually about you. It was about some bullshit.
Yes. And it's funny that you say this, because that was what it was, right? So before I met you, like, I didn't know anybody who was talking to like the emotional piece of money, right? It's just always treated as this very black and white thing. So this happened in 2020, right when I moved to Florida. So I met you pretty much not too long after that, right? And so what my issue was is I went to this man for tax purposes. I need help filing my taxes. That's when things started getting too big for me. And I was like, oh, I can't do this on TurboTax by myself. Like, I need help, right? So I get that referral. I go to him. I'm saying, I need tax. I'm already overwhelmed as fuck. Bro, why are you shoving product after product after product on my throat? I don't even understand my fucking books, let alone a fucking investment or a Roth ROI. Am I even saying that? Not ROI, RA. Well, see, ROI. See, I'm done. IRA. See, this is my fucking point. Like, right? I didn't know shit about shit. So I'm asking you for one thing and you're piling a bunch of other shit onto me. This is just business 101, right? Like, that's just bad business practice right there. Like, I'm asking you for something and you're basically ignoring my needs to get me here. Well, you got me way out the fucking door, my guy. Like, it's frustrating. He did give me a really great referral, though. That is one of my best friends till this day. But hey,
there's a win in it.
There was a win. But the point is, it was like, from an emotional standpoint, that was my issue. It was tough. And then the next person that I worked with was a referral from someone we know. And it was a woman, and she just totally left me to the wayside, like when I needed help most. So I felt jaded after, right? Like, oh, like, I'm not good enough to work with these people. Like, there's like a worth thing there. And then there's like, you start to question yourself because you're like, I don't know shit about shit. So it's like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but yeah, I'm just kind of getting pushed to the wayside. And that was really fucking hard to deal with. I guess I never really talked about this.
No.
I guess I've never really.
So now we're in the fields, right?
Yeah.
You've been jaded. You're feeling a certain way. You don't trust fucking anybody. You still have this, though, that it's heavy because you got to get shit done. Things have to get done.
Yeah.
Right? So, i.e., we enter the picture a little bit. By the way, trigger warning for you and all the listeners, because this part is probably going to bring up some weird stuff and it make you want to throw up. So just a little trigger warning. Okay, so now we've met, and now on the emotional side, we've gotten to the point where you're like, cool, let's do this. And then comes that email that I send. Well, my wife sends it now. And it's asking, and this is what it asks for, folks. It asks for 2 to 3 years tax returns, both personal and business. It asks for year-to-date bank statements and the previous year bank statements. It asks for your current P&L up to date, plus last year's P&L up to date, including anything that you have contracts going on. Then personally, what credit cards do we have? Bank accounts, whatever loans are out there, our living situation, our income situation, right? It asks for all of those things at once. Again, I told you folks, I used to ask for them in pieces. Then it took me forever to do my job. Yeah. And now we ask for them all at once, and it is a very heavy lift, and we don't lie about it. It sucks. This is the hardest thing that you will have to do working with us. Really, it should be the hardest thing you have to do working with anybody, is just now you're opening everything up, right? What is the old saying? Lifting your skirt up, all that bullshit. Like, that's what you are doing. We can see everything at that point. There's nothing you can hide.
fucking cry right now.
I know.
Listen,
See, I told you trigger warning.
what the
I
fuck?
prepared you and them for this.
Wow. Okay, don't watch this.
Now,
Just
right?
listen to the recording.
Now you're raw emotionally. Now you're raw because everything is being seen.
Yeah.
And now you're thinking you're going to be judged. That's that piece. That's where a lot of this comes from. And you're not. But you are also going to be hopefully held accountable and stern with what we're going to ask and do, right?
Yeah.
Why this transaction? Why did you do it this way? Why are these things occurring, right? And the reason for that is because we have to be able to get you to connect your emotions where you're at to the actual moving pieces.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. So now that everyone is either crying, throwing up, or not listening anymore, talk us through from the day you got that email to, and we really should go back. It was a while, folks. Like, it might be over a year. I'm not shitting you.
It was for sure over a year.
We probably pushing 2, but definitely over a year. So talk us through when you first got that email, and we know where we were at emotionally, to the 2-year time frame it took to actually get all the documents.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, everything you said, like, it's overwhelming, one, like, doing that. But then also, because the thing to know about me is I am very aware of the situation at hand. Like, I do know what's happening. So I'm not just like, oh, I have no idea what's going on. No, I'm painfully aware. And it's really uncomfortable. So I think like that overwhelm paired with the, oh fuck, someone's about to see the truth. Right, because everybody has this like misconception and of business owners in general, but I even see like my friends like, you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm like, you don't even fucking know, bro. What are you mean? Like, you're making way more money probably than me at the end of the day, right? Overhead XYZ. And so it's like, oh fuck, someone's about to see it. They're really about to see it. And yeah, no. And it was a lot. I think you do the right thing by asking. That makes total sense to me, asking for it all up front, but it's a lot. And like you said, it's a heavy lift, and it makes you have to face yourself. Right. And so, yeah, damn near probably about at least a year, definitely a year and a half. Yeah. I said, holy fuck, I can't breathe. And I literally can't do this anymore. Like, it was like, I either allow this to happen or I'm probably going to have to shut the doors to my business. And I've been, God, now I'm really going to cry. And I've been in business for a long time at this point, right? Like, I've built this whole entire brand, this whole entire reputation. And then it's like, oh, fuck, I might have to close the doors, and like, I can't do this anymore. And that's what it was. It was like, if you don't ask for help, like, you're fucking done, bitch. Like, what the fuck? And like, if you know me, like, I don't operate like that. Like, I have so much resilience to a fucking fault that I'm like, no, I have to make this happen. And so, yeah, it was like getting there to just be like, okay, like, you literally can't do this anymore. Like, you can't. Like, I remember the stress that I had in the years of like 2018 to 2020 around money. And I realized how much it impacted me from a health standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, in so many different ways. And again, I wish I had that stress now from a numbers standpoint, right? And so after like moving to the South 6 years ago and really working on my healing and understanding myself and all of that shit, I was like, I literally can never let money overtake me in that way again. And so I had to really work on that money mindset because I don't have like that typical, like, I don't deserve to be wealthy. Rich people are bad. Like, that's not my mindset, like, at all. So like, I had to like really dig deep, like, what is going on here? Like, why do I, have this relationship with money? And so when I started feeling that stress again, come end of 2023, I think it was, 2024 maybe, actually, I was like, yeah, no, like, I can't go back to that version of myself. And so that's why I'm here.
Right. And so then we started doing some work. And full disclosure, it's not like we're out of the hole and you are flying high making
No,
100K a month, right?
this is
We're still
why I
not
want
there.
to have this conversation
Right.
because, yeah.
But even though we're doing the work, now where are you emotionally and like your mindset? I know it's still uncomfortable having all those meetings to talk about money because that's never fun for anyone, although I geek out on it because that's my fucking job. But
Yeah.
where are you now when things hit the fan a little bit? Because hey, folks, it's always going to happen.
I
My
literally
business,
lost
your
a client
business, we're going to lose
yesterday.
clients. Yeah, you're going to exactly. Yesterday lost one.
Yesterday.
And you know what I'm dealing with right now. So they're always going to be there. Take us through like that, not necessarily that loss of that client, but a loss of a client now compared to if it was 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it still stings from like a pocket standpoint, right? It's like, fuck, how am I going to afford this when I'm already like every fucking penny counts, right? But it doesn't derail me in a way where I'm like, I don't even cry about it at this point, which it's like it's real. Like I don't find myself getting like all upset about it. I'm like, ah, damn, that sucks. But it's like my mindset around it is it's just opening up doors for what's ahead. My doors are not shutting on this business. It's not fucking happening. I am growing and I have had so much growth even within myself as a leader and as a marketer XYZ and my skill set, right? And so now it's like when I lose a client, one, I usually can pinpoint why I lost that client. And I have like a really good grasp on that. But two, I just look at it as like it's just area of opportunity for something else. And it always is. Like I'm not just telling myself that just to be cute, right? Like this is historically, this is what happens, right? And it brings in more or better aligned clients and things like that. So but I think the biggest thing here is more so like just how do I feel about money in general now? And when it comes to my business, like, yeah, I'm still stressed as fuck. Yesterday, I was stressed as fuck about something. I was like, this is annoying, but it doesn't set me back, right? It doesn't make me feel like, oh, I can't do anything, like I don't go into this hole or anything like that. And that's really important. And honestly, we're working on it. And I tell myself that every day. I am doing every fucking thing I possibly can now. I've given you my shit. We're going through it. I do listen to you. I actually do. Like, I take, like, when we looked at my food expense last month, I'm like, what the fuck? Right? That shit is repeating in my head currently. So it's like, even though I still have, honestly, the same stresses around money, I I feel more taken care of. I feel safer. I feel safer. And that is you guys are a big reason for that, right? Because we're doing everything we can. This is why I run everything through you from proposals, pricing, everything possible, right? Because we have a grasp on the picture. And where before I felt like, and I still have my days like, God, no matter how fucking hard I work, I'm not going to get out of this. I actually know it's more obtainable than it used to be. It wasn't obtainable before. Like I was literally going to continue digging myself in a hole. And now I actually am like, no, there's light. And that light is actually closer than I think. And it's because of this.
And I think that's so powerful for those, and I should say, I know it's powerful for those listening of, yeah, you're still in your situation. It's not like you hire us, we go through it, and it's like, cool, we did it. Let's move on. No, it's now time that the work is there, but there's this, and I want people to envision this a little bit of when you're a business owner specifically, right? We're on that high wire, right? Think about, the circus, because it is a damn circus. It is a clown show most days. That they're on that tightrope and they're balancing with that big ass pole and they're swinging around, right? And I'm like, no way my black ass is getting up there to do that. But that's how business is. We're always teetering on this really fine line of what's going to happen. The difference is working with us or someone like us is when they do fall, that there's that safety net underneath. There's that thing to catch them, to give them the confidence to walk across. Yeah. And when you don't have any of that, that's when you spiral. That's when the holes happen. That's when you freeze and you don't move. And if you're stuck up there, your legs are going to give out at some point. And when your legs give out, that's it. It's over, right? And I think that's where people get to, and that's where you got to, is like, hey, I can't stand any longer. I can't do this. I will literally fall off this fucking thing and die.
Yeah.
And we can come in and at least be some catch net. That net might not be all the way up to your feet yet, but it's there, and you know it's not going away, and it allows you to say, cool, I have confidence, I can take that next step.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep allowing more steps. And guess what, folks? Again, that's not necessarily a money situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about numbers right now. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about everything that goes into the numbers. And I don't care who you are or how successful you think you are, or have been, or what the next guru tells you across the map, about like your mindset of always think about money and success and success and success. What goes into that is who you are, what you care about, how you operate, not what some book says, not what some Joe Blow schmo says on TikTok. It's you. And if you don't do that work, you're not getting out of your hole. And I think that's where you did a lot of work, whether that's on your own, listening to people, whatever. You did your own internal work to get you to that crossroads, to get us the information. So now we can help you move forward. And it means a lot to me, right? I know our relationship's deeper and everyone knows that. And it's not like, we've never actually had this conversation, folks, by the way.
Yeah, no.
I want to know that.
What, 2 days ago?
Yeah. Voice note. I'm voice noting this.
Yeah, I was like, I got an idea.
it means a lot because I reflect back on all my clients, and it's the same story. Yeah. Similar story, not the same, obviously, because we're all different, but it's a similar story. And we've always gone back and forth on our marketing with Black Mammoth. Even NoBS Wealth too, of like, how do we get more of this information in front of people? Yeah. And we still haven't figured out that way. But I think something like this, where you just say what it is and how it is and attach, is got to be the right route. Now, granted, I think the algorithm will probably fuck us anyway, but at least we're trying it, and going to get it done.
But that's like that was the whole reason why I wanted to record this, right? Because baby girl, you're not that special, right? Like, you're not, like, and I think, you say like, oh, like, you did the work on your own. Like, I literally am not somebody who is going to go and like necessarily like, let me see what this guru said. I don't give a fuck. Like, everything for me is like very internal processing and like understanding myself and things like that. And I just think that is so important. And because of that, it's just made me realize, like, again, you're not that special. So many people are in this boat, but people don't want to talk about it. And it's like, why? Like, I've had a lot of conversations lately, just like with like my fellow colleagues. Like, one yesterday was like, I literally haven't signed a client all year. And I was like, I only signed 2 clients this year so far. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Last year, I only signed 2 clients for the whole fucking year. Maybe it was 3, but either way, it was low, right? And you see all these people out here be like, oh, I signed this many people, that many people, that. I'm like, it's not the norm. But because people want that, that's the stuff that you see more often, right? But like, this is the fucking norm that nobody's talking about, and we have to talk about it. We just have to. I know that so many people are like you said, not in the same boat because everybody's different, but in the same boat ultimately, yeah. Right? We're all in the same boat. So yeah.
And it's a big ass boat too. Like,
yeah.
Come on,
fucking Story's Arc over here, bitch. I'm not religious. Let me stop.
So we talked a little bit about like you doing your own internal work and stuff, and now I know you were a coach at some point too, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. Is there like, I don't know, give people 3 things or 3 steps or whatever that would allow them to take this conversation and be like, okay, I can start doing this internally? Anything that you did specifically or anything that could get them moved in the right direction?
Yeah, that's like a really good question. I mean, like, I do have like friends who are like really spiritual, which really helps. And like, we dig deep into this stuff. Honestly, I just dug deep. That's really what it was. I don't know how you can do that, right? I don't know how you can tangibly do that for yourself, but for me, it was like through meditating and journaling and talking with my own friends and having those open conversations. I think that right there is key. Like, have the fucking conversation. There's got to be one person in your life. There's got to be one person that you can feel truly comfortable. And I have a friend who I like, literally one of my best friends in the world. I felt so comfortable telling him things, and it was hard, but I would tell him things, right? And then I noticed it with like, okay, I have this friend that maybe I could have. And once you start having those conversations, you just realize how fucking normal this shit unfortunately is, because it does suck. But yeah, like, you have to figure out what going within means for you. Mine was through journaling, meditation, and conversations, but it helped a lot. Like, I can't even tell you, like, my mindset around all of it is so different now than it was. And I just think that is like, it makes me want to cry. I'm really proud of myself.
I love it. You should be proud of yourself.
I
And I'm
am.
gonna say it in a different way that I don't know if we've ever used any of the marketing, but you know what it is, folks, Christina, you know all it is with the business stuff that we're dealing with and the headaches it's being a fucking adult. Like, that's all it is. It's adulting, and it sucks. No one has the answers. Everyone's just living. They're trying to make the best of what they have.
Yeah.
That's just adulting. That is growth. That's development. That's how life is. Our generation was promised something way different growing up than what it actually is, and I think that's part of the problem. The thing is, we haven't had these blunt conversations.
Yeah.
Our parents never had it with us. Their parents never had it with them, and so on and so forth. And so we are battling generations of not having blunt conversations. Now, yes, there's outliers. There's parents doing it. There's those things out there. But from a generalization, we don't do that. We don't have this. We already talked about it. Even
No.
when we do things and we're posting on threads and things go viral, or some of my posts gets engagement, folks, check them out. See what people are doing. They're attacking, typically white dudes, but they're attacking and they're making everyone feel belittled to not have an actual conversation. And I promise you, I don't argue with them. I just bring straight facts and have a conversation. Because at the end of the day, if we can do more of that, and more of us can have more people in our corner to help us to understand, but also be very blunt and say, no, don't do that. That's dumb. Or let's go this route instead of that route.
Yeah.
You're going to be more successful. Your business will be more successful. And at the end of the day, you're going to just be maybe not super happy and joyous, but you're going to be working towards that than the hole or the depression that you're probably currently in.
Absolutely. Like, ask for the fucking help. Like, I was in that depression hole. I cried. Like, it was horrible. And like, I can promise you, like, truly promise you, submitting the fucking documents feels not that bad. Like, it's really a relief. Like, just do it. Like, you have to just, you got to do it. It's the only way. It's the only way. Like, and I just think about, yeah, that shit sucked that I had to submit those docs and put it all out there, but I don't feel like how I did fucking even 6 months ago. And my situation really hasn't changed. So if that doesn't tell you something, it's getting there. It is. I'm confident. But yeah.
Yes. So she promised you that you'll feel better. Just submit the docs. So those listening, submit the damn docs. I think that's going to be our title for this one. But yeah, submit the fucking docs.
Yeah.
Until next time, though, if you don't have a person, Christine and I will be your person. Come on.
Absolutely.
Just reach out. We'll just have a chat. We'll get you on your way. And it'll be amazing. So again, I appreciate you, everything that you do for me and my family, but also what we do for everyone else. So until next time, go reach out to Hall social media if you need some work that way. If not, just reach out to her and have a nice little conversation with Christina, may or may not be related to me, Hall. All right. Peace, folks.
The preceding program was sponsored by Black Mammoth. Any awards, rankings, or recognition by unaffiliated third parties or publications are in no way indicative of the advisor's future performance or any individual client's investment success. No award, ranking, or recognition should be construed as a current or past endorsement of Black Mammoth. Information regarding specific awards, rankings, or recognitions is available on the Black Mammoth website, www.blackmammoth.com. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss. Investment strategies such as asset allocation, diversification, or rebalancing do not assure or guarantee better performance and cannot eliminate the risk of investment losses. There are no guarantees that a portfolio employing these or any other strategy will outperform a portfolio that does not engage in such strategies. This broadcast should not be construed by any client or prospective client as a solicitation to affect or attempt to affect transactions and securities or the rendering of personalized investment advice due to various factors including changing market conditions. The information discussed in this broadcast may no longer be reflective of current positions or recommendations. While information presented is believed to be factual and up-to-date, Black Mammoth do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. The tax and estate planning information discussed is general in nature and is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal or tax advice. Listeners should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding their specific legal or tax situation. Past performance is not indicative of future results.